Happy Monday, world. Happy Monday. How is everyone's Monday going? How's everyone's weekend? Hey, Lady Vivian. Hi, just getting started. Hi, Night's Fashion. So good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope all's well. So I'm excited to be going live in a little bit with our featured author for this week. It's going to be Dedrick Moone, and I am going to just take... Oh, hey Damien, how you doing? Is he tired out from yesterday? So I am going to be inviting a couple people in to the room. Hey JBK director, I haven't seen you in a while either. How's everything going? So I am super excited. So May is Get Caught Reading Month, and for Get Caught Reading Month, my desire was to encourage children to keep reading. It's so fun to read just for fun. And I wanted to do that by inviting some really amazing authors to the platform so they can share their work, and parents can also, get some new, interesting and educational, but really fun to read books for their children. Last week we had super talented Carrie Lee, and the week before that we had the really amazing Aisha. So let's see how I can do this. I'm gonna just invite some people. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna send those out. So, very much. So he was tired, huh? Yeah, he ran around a lot. He did tire himself out, I am sure. So, all right. So also, in addition to Get Caught Reading Month, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I think that it's also really important as parents, sometimes it's not always clear what's going on with, your son or your daughter. Hey, Dedrick, I'm going to invite you up now. Know what's going on with their children. And so a lot of times, just by sharing a simple story with our children, we can begin having conversations and topics, conversations about topics we wouldn't have normally otherwise talked about or known to bring up with our children. So reading is super important to do with our family members. How you doing, Dedrick?
I'm doing wonderful. How about you today?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Thank
virtually. I know we've been messaging for a little bit for the past couple of weeks.
Absolutely. I already know based off of that.
Yes. How's your day been?
It's been great. How about yours?
Very productive. Yes. It's been moving right along.
Yes, I saw your post and everything. We've been going back and forth about Shanadine.
Yes. And not giving up on our dreams, right?
Yes, absolutely. That is so important because there are so many dream killers in the world. We have to know how to fight against them and not let them sink our dream ship.
Exactly. And the amazing thing, what's so great about books is that they can inspire dreams in children, and
Absolutely.
they can also give children, those ideas for what they want to do to change the world or just in their community, right? But it's also a way that an author can live his or her dreams.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So I wanted to introduce you, and then I'm going to ask you a little bit about what inspired you to write your story, and then we'll get into the story. All right?
Sounds good.
All right. So our featured author for this week is Dedrick Moone. And Dedrick is a philanthropist. He's an international motivational speaker. So he's getting out there to encourage people to continue with their dreams. and he's a podcast host and a single father. His mission is to create a positive and fun impact wherever he is allowed. And he is the author of his book, Dear Daughter, which is a love story that shows love for his daughter. But I think you're going to actually be sharing a different book this evening, right?
No, I'm going to share a little bit of it.
Oh, you're going to share that one. Okay. So share a little bit with us what inspired you to become an author and to write the story. Obviously, it's a love story for your daughter, but.
Well, this is actually the third book. But with respect to, so it's funny, I've got a couple of different stories. I'll stick with Dear Daughter. So with Dear Daughter, it's funny because I told my daughter when she was in, I want to say either the 5th grade or the 4th grade, she was having a school dance, and I took her to the school dance, or whatever, as her escort. And I told her, once we got halfway there, stay in the car. I have to go do something. So while she stayed in the car, to the florist, and I got her some flowers. And I got her some flowers in the corsage, and I told her, you won't always be going to these dances like this with Dad. At some point, there's going to be a little boy, man, or whatever. I was like, I was a boy to me, just going to want to take you to dances. And I said, one of the things that you need to know about men and about boys is we lie. And our lies come from my mouth. And I said, so, never believe if it's not followed by action. So you have to see it and you have to hear it. If you only hear it, he doesn't really mean it. If he but doesn't really say it, he probably means it or whatever. So I said, so an example of me that and telling you that is me saying that I love you plus giving you these flowers. So these are actions. So keep that in mind. Okay. So fast forward to now she's in 8th grade. So last year, she's in the 8th grade. Well, I was in the 7th grade at this time. And she told me, we had gotten into an argument or something. And she told me how she felt, that she was open and honest with me. And she told me that, I don't think you think that I'm pretty. I don't think that you love me. I don't think that you think I'm smart and all of these things. And I'm like, how? Like, where is this coming from? And I sit here and I listen, but I don't challenge her. But inside my head, I'm saying to myself, I show you every day. The fact that I fought for you, got custody, shows you that I love you. The fact that I give you a high five when you tell me you got a good grade or whatever, that's showing you or whatever. What is this? And she was like, well, basically, you don't use words. And you told me that if you're not getting both from the guy, then he doesn't mean it. And I kind of laughed to myself. I said, yeah, I did say that. So I took that on the chin or whatever. And I started thinking to myself, okay, I get it. The problem is our love languages are the same.
Yes.
So my love language is acts of service, and hers words of affirmation followed by acts of service. So I put 2 and 2 together there, and I just said, I'm going to have to get better about telling her, being verbal about my feelings and whatnot. Well, anyway, one day I was just rifling through cleaning out the garage, and I was rifling through some old boxes or whatever, doing spring cleaning, and I found a box that had, different arts and crafts she's made over the years, things that I've made, and also some, what do you call it? Some of the letters that I used to write her when she was a kid. Aww. So before custody of her, I used to write letters to her, sending her back to her mom, telling her how much I loved her, when I was going to see her again, and so on and so forth. And then I also, too, write little letters in her in her lunchbox or whatever, saying, hey, I hope you have a good day, my beautiful girl, whatever, and blah, blah. And I did. And I was like, I'm writing down actions, but I'm saying. So eventually, as she stopped taking her lunch to school, I stopped writing a little letter thing. And I found him, and I started laughing. And I said, wow, whatever happened to this guy that used to write things and things of that nature? I don't know. I forget or whatever. So I came up with the brilliant idea of, maybe I can, we're both authors, maybe I could write her a book, whatever. And so I thought that the idea was asinine. So I a couple of different people, to pitch the idea to them, like, what do you guys think of me, writing a book that's centered around my love or whatever? And, it was like, that's the final gift I give her. So she questioned my verbalization before. So they, dude, that's a great idea. I've never heard of anything like that. You should really do it, and blah, blah. So then I was like, okay, so eventually I was releasing it in December. And I wanted to release it in December because I was like, it'll be a great present to her and it'll be a great Christmas present across the world. So I was talking to Carl Michelle about it, and Carl said, nah, do it on Valentine's Day. And I said,
oh, yes.
Dude, Valentine's Day is the day of love. Valentine's Day is perfect. So we said, so hold off on it, and then plus it gives you more time to refine it or whatever. And he said that would be the best Valentine's gift that you or anyone can ever give her. No one will be able to top it, and she'll know for a matter of fact that you do love her or whatever, and will never question it again. And he said, so Valentine's Day is centered around love story, a love letter. Go with it. And I said, I don't know, Carl. I'll do it for Christmas. Because, Jesus, he said, you got to do it on Valentine's Day. So I said, man, I hear you. I went ahead and did it on Valentine's Day. But, those letters that I wrote all years ago were the impetus and the driving force behind me writing the book. And then also me just having an open enough relationship with her to where she could teach, about myself, not get offended or whatever, but for me to take it as something to grow on. So that's where it came from.
Wow. You know what is the most powerful part about this whole thing is that years before she said, I don't really feel you love me, you had told her what love looks like if it was coming from a man, and she remembered it, and she was judging you by your standard. So kids listen. They listen and they remember everything.
Yes. Yes, and she did judge me. And I said, ooh, yeah, I said, okay, well, heck, I thought she didn't listen, but I guess she does.
Yes. They don't listen, or we think they're not listening. They are listening. Yeah. They're not listening until they're not listening till they're listening. Like, I was a teacher, so, I think it wasn't getting through to them, but it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what was her reaction when you gave it to her? How did she react?
Oh, her heart melted. Got up and she gave me a hug or whatever, and she opened it, she read it. Because it's funny how I actually gave it to her. I snuck out the house while she was still sleeping, and I went and I got I had already had like a gift bag for the book or whatever. And I went and got her some flowers, and I went and got her candy or whatever. And I called her downstairs, and I don't remember what I did, but I put and some balloons. I put a gag gift on the table. Yeah, I don't remember. So I called her downstairs. I said, "Happy Valentine's Day," and she was like, "Damn, really? Yeah, Happy Valentine's Day." So I tried to get her a hug, and she said, "No thanks." And I said, "He's turning you around." And I said, "Turn around." So I hugged her and turned around. And I said, there's your real gift or whatever. So she pulled out the candy, pulled out the car, all the balloons and everything. And she was like, "Thank you, Dad. When did you go get all this?" I was like, 5 o'clock this morning when you were asleep. And then I said, there's one last gift or whatever. You might want to dig deeper. And she dug deeper and she opened it and she read it. Now, funny thing, I wanted it to be perfect for her, so I made an editor of the book. But despite her being the editor of the book, she never got to see the final draft. So I let her edit the first 2 drafts of it. But when it came to the final draft and all of the drawings and everything, I said, no, you can't see them because I want it to be a surprise. I want the words to be a surprise. So she was only able to see maybe half of it ahead of time, and the rest of it was just a pure surprise to her. She had no idea when I was actually going to publish it or when I was going to give it to her. She just knew it was coming.
That is so beautiful. You definitely win Father of the Year award. I love it. I can't wait to hear it. I'm sure everyone else can't wait to hear this story, these love letters. So
that I'm worrisome.
I'm sorry, say that again.
She won't agree. She says that I'm worrisome.
She has to say that. She's a teenager, right? She knows.
40.
Yeah. So whenever you're ready to share your book,
okay.
I know we all are really curious. We're excited.
Okay, I'm
to
just
hear
going to
this beautiful story.
Just going to read some parts of it because it's pretty long. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the dedication. I'm gonna skip the parts that are for my daughter, my goddaughter.
Can you, one of our viewers, Schneidine, has requested you share the book. Can we see the illustrations, please?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, show the cover. Aww.
Then here's the back.
Very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. So, I'm sorry. Let me back up for a second. So these are actually life moments with my daughter and myself. So those life moments actually entail throughout the book moments of happiness, moments of sadness, and moments of laughter. Moments of laughter is us picking on each other. So daughters across the world, I of course can't be there physically for every one of you, but I will do all that I can to be there for you in spirit. But writing this book, at doing so, I write it to reveal the heart of a dad. In so doing, I wanted to let not only Haley and Cameron know that they are loved, but so are each one of you. My hope is that it shifts the paradigm somewhat in men, and particularly Black, not taking care of their children. I truly hope that you embrace this expression of my love, not only to my daughter and to my goddaughter, but to each one of you as well. Okay. So as far as the introduction, it's often said that dad is the first man that a girl ever loves. Most young girls see their dads as superheroes. This does not fade with time because dad tends to be the first person their daughter wants to call when trouble arises. What's more, it's often stated that all of their relationships in life are built off of the foundation of relationships with their fathers. This leads to a series of questions. The first one is, dads really superheroes? The second one is, do dads wear underwear over their pants? And the third, do dads wear capes? This will all make sense later why I'm asking these questions. Well, the answers to those questions are that it depends. Anyone that knows the story of Superman knows that he wears his underwear over his pants and a cape on his back. Superman receives his powers from the sun. It gives him super strength, the ability to fly, and a host of other powers. Dads are like him. We do not wear capes, and our powers don't come from the sun. Our powers actually come from people like you, our beautiful daughter. Lex Luthor has no power. He is Superman's greatest enemy. He tries to destroy everything that Superman stands for and doesn't care who gets hurt in the process. Fathers are like Lex Luthor, while dads are like fathers contribute towards the birth of their daughters and not much else beyond that. Some even come in and out of their daughters' lives with false promises and hopes. This leaves their daughters brokenhearted over time. Dads, on the other hand, tend to wipe away tears, protect, love, and provide for their daughters no matter what. What makes them special is that they do not always contribute towards the birth of a child. A dad can literally be an uncle, a much older brother, or a family friend. A man that picks up the mantle to fill in the gap where another dropped the ball is a man. My name is Dedrick, and this is my origin story of how I became a Superman, a dad. So, I'm going to skip ahead. Dear daughter, Dr. Starks delivered you at 6:20 p.m. on October 18th, 2007. She placed you in my arms and said, congratulations. You gazed up at me momentarily with your beautiful eyes as I looked back at you. You went back to sleep peacefully in my arms. Everyone was amazed that you didn't cry. It was as if you knew that I was your Superman and that you were safe with me.
Aw, There you two are. That's so
Yes,
sweet.
ma'am. Fast forward a little bit. Dear daughter, mommy and I spent 3 days in the hospital with you. Everyone was amazed. Full head of beautiful curly dark brown hair, cocoa brown eyes, and caramel complexion. But most of all, they were amazed that you still didn't cry. They said that you were a good baby and the nurses fought over you daily. They didn't let me take you.
Aw, so sweet.
Dear daughter, I didn't tell mommy or anyone, but I was afraid to take you home. I was afraid because I didn't know how to be your dad. I didn't want to fail you, so I stepped outside to pray while you both slept, and I cried. I asked God to give me the power to protect you, love you, and be whatever you would need me to be in life.
I love it. You know, you're really talking about the emotions that are so vulnerable. I love it.
Yeah, I do. We'll skip ahead a little bit. Dear daughter, I promised you that I would never drop you or let you fall, and I kept my promise. You rolled out of my arms once, but I caught you in midair. But not only, but not only that, you fell off the bowling alley, but you didn't hurt yourself because I moved faster than a speeding bullet. Told you, Superman, and caught you in midair before you hit the ground. Everyone was amazed. They said I really did have powers.
Aw.
Dear daughter, the two of us became inseparable as you became a toddler. You and I were morning people, and your mommy was not. The two of us would wake up together on Saturday mornings, eat breakfast, practice, use the potty, crawl, wrestle, and watch cartoons while mommy slept. We would have a full day of adventures by 10 a.m. Our favorite cartoons were Einstein's and Elmo's World. So right here, I'm starting to lose my hair.
Oh.
I didn't lose it yet. We'll skip ahead a bit more. Okay. Dear daughter, I would sit on the couch while you sat between my legs so that I could try and do your hair. It would take hours for me to do it because it was long, coarse, and thick. To be honest, I didn't know what I was doing, but I tried, and it didn't matter to either one of us, though, because we loved watching Jim, She-Ra, Monster High, and Barbie.
Aw.
Then, let's see. Hold on a minute. Find that page. Oh, here it is. Dear daughter, my back began to hurt from the countless hours of struggling to try and do your hair. I had to do research to find a salon that would do it for me. It was hard because most salons didn't work with children back then. I found one that did work with kids, that did not work with kids, but they made an exception for me and for you. Can you imagine a 4-year-old getting their hair done in the salon every other week? Well, I can because I was still paying the job, and I still am all these years later. Dear daughter, I need a job. Hold a minute. Let me fast forward a little bit, try to find the page. Dear daughter, the strength that you shared in writing the rules of a big boss, a book of self-love, gave me the strength to share our story, an unexpected journey, fire and gold. You became my hero in telling your own story and showing your bravery. Dear daughter, our experiences have forged us by fire, so nothing can or will ever come between us. And as you can see, we're dressed up like our little like superheroes.
Yes. Oh my God.
So let me tell you the story behind that. That's not within the page. And this is why I talked so much about Superman and everything going in the beginning. So when my daughter first came to stay with me, she told me she came downstairs one day and she wanted to play with Barbies. And when she bought those Barbies, I was saying, no, I don't want to play with these. I don't even know how to play with Barbie. Go with it. Go play by yourself. And she had the saddest look on her face when I told her to go upstairs. And I remembered that look because I remembered having that myself when I was a kid. And I wanted my parents to come, play with me with the G.I. Joe Man, the Transformers, or my Nintendo. So I said, man, here you go messing up. You're repeating the cycles or whatever. You got to do better. So I called her back downstairs and I said, hey, are those action figures that my guys left, are they still here? And she said, yeah. And I said, go get them. And so she went and got them. And I said, okay. just play with your Barbies and let me watch. And because I'm going to assess the situation, see. So she's got her dollhouse, and we're talking about like Barbie, Rapunzel, and at this point, like I'm starting to learn the Disney princesses. I didn't know them yet, but I started to learn them. I know them all now, all to the Disney store and everything. So she pulls out a Rapunzel. She pulls out Maximus. I think that was the name of that horse. Snow White and every single one of them. And she's just having a good old time. And I said, I got an idea. And she said, what? I have a Barbie fashion show. And she said, okay. So I was like, do the fashion show and show me what one looks like. So she started doing the fashion show. And I said, okay, out of all of these action figures, which ones are bad guys? So I said, okay, I'm gonna get all these and I'm gonna make these the bad guys and gonna make judges. So being a woman, you know how a guy inappropriately calls to a woman or to a girl or whatever. Right. Hey girl, hey, who are you? Whatever, blah blah. Right. So they show and everything, and they are just getting on the girl. And the girls are saying, no, we hate it. No, we don't want to be your friends. So toxic masculinity gets in the way. So the villains decide that they're going to kidnap the girls and take them to the dark side of town. They're not going to do anything to them. They just put them in a dungeon like a fairy tale. So they put them not a dungeon. They put them in a tall tower. And it was like they came back, but they had everything that they needed, but they couldn't let them out. And the thing was, we're not going to let you out until you decide to be our friends. So every day they would come back and say, no, we don't want to be your friends. So one day, Superman was at Krypton, and he comes flying back home. He got knocked off course. He ended up landing in the dark side of town. When he landed in the dark side of town, he saw what was going on, and he said, okay, it's too many villains for me to fight. I got to go get the rest of the Justice League. So he went and got the rest of the Justice League, and they went back to that side of town. They broke down the walls, beat up the villains, saved the princesses and everything, took them back to the fashion show, had another fashion show, and with the next fashion show, they're sitting on the stage, being all proper, their hands, not catcalling or anything like that, holding up tins and everything. And, we love it. You got like beautiful. And at the end of the fashion show, they came off the stage and they gave flowers like a gentleman should. And the girls said, our heroes. And I said, lived happily ever after. Story that I just made up at random, just having fun with her, just using my imagination. And she lit up from ear to ear. And I said, God, dang, you got it. You found the connection point. You found a connection point. The connection point is it can't be what you like. You have to meet each other in the middle. And as long as you're willing to meet her in the middle and she's willing to meet you, you guys will always have fun. So at this time, she was, about 4 years old. Well, here it is, still had the same bond. So on Tuesdays, we watched Superman and Lois together. On Wednesdays, we watched The Flash together. We also watched Moon Knight and everything. So we watch all of these superhero shows and everything. And I have seen every Disney movie you could think of. But all these years later, we still have that. So the superheroes and the princesses is our bond. So that's why it's like, it has to be in that book somewhere because that's where we share with one another.
Wow, that you just gave us a whole life lesson. So meet each other in the middle,
mm-hmm.
And then through play, you're teaching your daughter lessons, like important lessons about respect, boundaries, all of that, just through playing with Barbies.
Yes.
I mean, I've never heard of this before. Usually you play Barbie and you're playing house, but like you're teaching about relationships and how she should be treated. It's so beautiful.
Thank you. It just came out of random and I was like, dude, something out and that's what I came up with.
It feels like you kind of go by the instinct. Like you don't really know what to do. And so you just kind of, like you said, you assess and then you try it and see how it works. And you found out that there was that connection that was
Yes.
made. But I think maybe all parents might agree with you that, you know, you guys don't get a rule book. Your
No.
baby is placed in your arms on day one, and you're like, what do I do with you? I'm
And
a
you have,
little afraid to take you home. And you're making it. You're
yes,
doing it. You're doing an amazing job.
yes, you have to figure it out. It's like, okay, what do I do? The only thing is probably how to change his diaper and how to feed him. Outside of everything else out.
Yeah. Wow. A father's love, there really is nothing like a father's love. I really hope that this year fathers get more celebrations. I know that, you know, there's always, you know, sometimes like feelings about Father's Day, but you guys really need your applause. You guys do an amazing job. There is really nothing. I was a daddy's girl, but but yeah, I used to follow him around the house all the time. I would wait for him to come home from work to play. Yeah. You guys are really amazing.
Thank you.
So yes, thank you so much for sharing your story. Let's just look through and see. Chris and Frankie, the piano. That sounds like a book. Father authors in the building.
Love
Chris,
it.
are you a father author? Sounds like it.
Yes, he is.
He is? Oh, you know him. Okay.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Awesome.
Chris Singleton.
Say that again?
His name is Christopher Singleton. He has 2 boys.
Uh-huh. Cool.
And yep, he's father author.
I need to connect with him.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's see. Lightseeker gave some applause.
Thank you.
Chris and Frankie gave some 100s. Young executive dropped some crowns. Schneidine Michelle said, I like the moments of laughter. I think she was referring to your book cover. And and then she checked off, I think that was about, you know, the fathers and the superheroes. I like that you included, though, on your cover, not just the good moments, but you said the sad moments and the times where you were laughing, because it's always a mixed bag.
Absolutely. That is parenting in and of itself. It's a mixed bag. It has its ups and its downs, but the ups balance out everything. The downs inconsequential.
Yes.
Tell the story.
Yes, they do. The ups always make it worth it. Chris and Frankie also said love languages are important. Yes. And they are, and that's good. That was insightful that you realized that the two of you were speaking 2 different languages. Not every parent is self-aware like that. So I think your book is really inspiring. It's really inspiring to parents.
Thank you. I hope so. That's what I wanted to do. And right, you know, I forgot. I'll share 2 of the funny moments that are, one is in the book, one is in the book. So this was actually bad parenting of me, but because so teaching my daughter how to ride a bike. With the training wheels on. I was like, Haley, you're too old to still be riding this bike with training wheels. And she's like, in 1st grade, and still ride with training wheels on. And you're supposed to ride a bike. Oh. And I said, no, you're not riding a bike to school with training wheels. Over the summer, we're going to teach you how to ride a bike without training wheels. So I take the training wheels off, and I'm just guiding her, you know, like any other parent teaches a kid how to ride a bike. And on this particular day, it's trash day. So as I let go, I tell her, Haley, turn the wheel to the left, turn the wheel to the left, turn the wheel to the left. She keeps veering to the right, turn to the left, turn to the left. Next thing I know, I hear boom, bam. So she crashes into the trash cans.
Oh my gosh.
Inside the trash cans with her feet hanging out.
Oh my goodness.
And me being a terrible parent that I am, I laugh.
No, it's funny.
And she was mad. So after that, she would never ride a bike again. I traumatized her for laughing.
No.
And I told her, you know, well, at least you're lucky. At least I didn't take a picture of it. So that was one of the funny moments. And she still remembers it to this day and still holds it in that I'm the reason that she doesn't know how to ride a bike. All these years, I laughed at her.
Oh, she still doesn't ride.
Jill does not ride. She refuses. So
Aww.
so as payback, you know, us being petty towards one another, us going ice skating. So I didn't know that you were supposed to like tie ice skates up like super duper tight, like where they're literally cutting off the circulation of your ankles.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Well, you better take note of it, because if you don't, boom. So what happens is when you're not tied real tight, your ankles wobble. So
Oh.
she and I went ice skating one day, and as soon as I got on the ice, boom, got back up, boom, try to get back up, boom. And she's busting out laughing. And I said, I'm ready to go. I don't want to ice skate anymore. You can finish that stand out here, because I was hurt. And everybody sitting up there asking me, am I okay? Are you okay? It looked like it hurt. And Haley's just sitting up there. So she's laughing at me and said, I said, Haley, you know, it wasn't funny. I was hurt. And she said, well, that's it for laughing at me when I fell off my bike. So,
She has a memory. I'm
yeah,
impressed.
those are some of my funny moments. And I wasn't mad at her. I thought it was funny when she reminded me, oh, I laughed falling off the bike. And I said, well, it was funny that you fell off the bike. And then when she reminded me, it made it even funnier. So one of our little funny moments, laughing at each other. And that's what we have that, you know, neither one of us are too sensitive that we can't take a joke, can't laugh at one another.
Yeah. That's important, to not take yourself so seriously. That's very important. But it's funny because I did not want training wheels. I was like, I'm going to learn how to ride a bike, and I don't want training wheels. Training wheels are for babies. But let me tell you, how did I have to learn? I still needed support. So my dad would hold the back of my bike, and I'd pedal, and he'd be running after me. But one time he lost control. Like, I guess I was going too fast, and I veered. There was like a back lot behind my house growing up. And at that time, it was all overgrown, and there were all these bushes. And so I ran into the bushes that had the prickers on them. Yeah, it's not easy, that whole bike experience. I'm sure everyone has their stories. Yeah.
Did he laugh, or was he concerned?
I don't remember. I just remember being too stunned, like I was in the bushes. Yeah, I don't remember him laughing at me.
Oh my God.
But that was the end of bike riding for that day. But I did eventually learn how to ride.
I love it. Oh man, I give you respect. At least you're brave.
I was stubborn. I was stubborn. But yes, brave. That's a better way to look at it. Oh my goodness. So it has been an absolute pleasure. I love having this conversation with you. How can people connect with you so that they can purchase your book or find out about your motivational speaking or anything else that you offer?
That's a good question. Obviously they can find me on Instagram, DMoon78. But I'm also on I'm on pretty much all forms of social media under the moniker DMoon78. So I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and Clubhouse in that same moniker. But the easiest way to find me is just going online to our website. It's the www.thebookofselflove.com. And if you go there, you can actually purchase Dear Daughter and some of our other products. And it gives you anchors to other places, other different things that we do, and other partnerships and things that we have. So yeah, the best place to start is just go to www.thebookofselflove.com and start there and have fun. And if you can't figure it out, Talk to Carl Michelle. Knows how to find me.
Yes, yes, young executive Carl Michelle. Well, you know, our network is our net worth, and I say it all the time, and it may sound just, you know, like, okay, we've heard that before, but it's true. That's how I found you.
Absolutely.
I had a couple authors, and I said, no, I need a couple more. Huh, okay, who do I know who knows authors? Carl. So I went straight to Write a Legacy, and I went through his page, and then I had the pleasure of connecting with you. And it was only because of my network.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's so important, connecting.
Yes,
So, well, that's the whole point of this platform too, the Black Business Connector, is to connect businesses with one another, to support each other, but also businesses with the community, so people can purchase and have a place to go to shop for quality small businesses, products and services. So
I love it.
connecting is so important. So is there any last thoughts you would like to share before we end?
The last thought that I would like to share is, put this in words, try to be better than what you've seen. And if you try and be better than what you've seen, you will succeed. Oh, and what I mean by that is try and be better than your mom and dad. You know, saying, oh, my mom raised me this way, or my mom did me that way. Well, was it right or was it wrong? Were you okay with the way they raised you or whatever? Always try and be better to your friends, to your siblings, to your children. And if you do that, you make the world a better place, because your children will do the same thing. They will be better than you. Your children's children will be better than you. And by doing so, you will make an impact on the world. You will actually instead of generational curses.
Yes, yes. Each generation. And we have so many tools. So
Absolutely.
we can reach out to people for mentorship and books to learn or whatever it is. So yes, it's even easier now to be able to level up.
Absolutely.
And, you know, each generation leaves the world better would be the ideal.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Final word is making sure that you connect with the Black Business Connector too.
Thank you. Yes, yes. So it was a pleasure, Dedrick. I am so happy that we met virtually. And yes, let's keep in touch. And there'll be one more week. So next week, I will be back again. It will be Lynette. She will be our last author for May, because the last Monday in May is Memorial Day. And so I don't mess with Memorial Day.
No, ma'am, but I will be there. I will be there in the audience listening in.
Yes, so we'll be back next week for all of those of you who have been with us this week. All right, let me just see if there were any last comments. I forgot to check. And technically, because of him, I had my first author visit at a school. I'm guessing you're referring to Young Executive, Chris, because I'm guessing. He also got me connected to an author near me. Oh, this must be Chris giving his testimonials about Carl's writing program. Dedrick told me about an event, and I had the opportunity. Oh no, he's talking about you. Sorry, I'm reading it backwards. It would help if I was not reading it backwards. Dedrick told me about an event that I had the opportunity to share in a totally different city. Okay, and you got him connected to an author near you. Referring to Dedrick, yes. Okay, perfect. Yes. Shout out to Dedrick. Good job being a connector. I love it. All right. Have a good evening. Talk to you later. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Dedrick.